A very good day, ladies and gentlemen. Train Sim World, yep, third video that I'm making on Train Sim World 2020. I'm going to stick with the Class 37, and I'm also going to stick with the Tees Valley line. I've been playing this for the past few days, thoroughly enjoying it, and so let's get going. So, I can't remember if I was doing a journey or a scenario. Let's have a look at the journeys actually, I think. Tees Valley line journey. Chapter 1, Class 37 driver. I think this is the one I did. Yeah. So, coal hauler. I'm going to do that again online here so I can get it recorded, but I will not lie, I probably started this over a dozen times. Yeah, I'll actually explain all the problems that I had, and they were all my problems, no one else's. So this is the one I'm going to do today, the coal hauler one. I did the Class 37 introduction, which was video number 1. The tube liner diversions video 2, and this is going to be the third one, called coal hauler. And as you can see, I've got a gold medal. Yeah, go me. So one thing that I've noticed about doing videos is I'm more aware of the ambient noise. I've got the door shut to keep any air conditioning noise. I've stopped my clock. I've stopped my fire. So hopefully the only thing you can hear is the game and myself chatting away here in the background. I wish I could afford all of these DLC, that's all I can say, but yeah, it's a lot of fun with what I have at the moment, and I buy another DLC every once in a while. So here we are, coal hauler. So the short part of this is the coal is to be delivered as far as Tees Yard. So uncouple and run around the rear of the wagon. So let's do that. Climb aboard and sit in the driver's seat. Wow, that was loud. Yeah, it's not the fault of the game. I've actually got the headset on and I got the volume on 100%. I'm not going to mess about with it because you end up with the volume control actually showing up in front of the video. I don't want to do that. You know, for now I'll just keep the door shut. So, set the master key to on. Let's do this. I did have a key set for this. But I actually messed up the configuration. I just realized I'm going to have to do it using the mouse. So it's down here somewhere. Where we go? Here we are. Master key on. Set the reverser forward. Set the train brakes to running. Okay, so let's get moving. Probably should actually put some lights on, so I'm going to put the headlights on. Doesn't say to do it, but I'm doing it anyway. Cab lights and instruments, which lights just because I like it. So, sound of the horn, and we're going to get moving. Hopefully we're going to get moving. There we go. I was reading the handbook that came with the game last night. There's a lot of things that I was doing wrong in the first couple of videos, and I know I'm going to do wrong in this one, but it doesn't take me half an hour to get the train moving, which it used to before. I can never remember which buttons to press, and no, we're slowing down already. Let's get moving. So 100 yards, 8 miles an hour, should we start braking. And as normal, I always end up braking too short, so... Not too bad, 8 yards, 10 yards. There we go, good enough. So ensure the junctions are set correctly before proceeding in and out of the siding. So this comes on to another problem that I had the first time I ran it. So see this blue line? That is the track that we need to use. Well, I assumed, again, I wasn't reading the instructions, I assumed that because it was blue, that was the way we were going. It isn't. That's the way we need to go. So what we need to do is click on these here. I'm going to do it from the map view instead of getting in and out the cab, but I didn't do this first time. So what did I do? I ended up reversing back towards the these trucks that had actually just taken off. So switch the lever across. And that one should already be fine, yep. And that one needs to switch across. Now I know we're set because there's our destination. So far so good. Okay, and the next problem I did. Here's me thinking, okay, I'm going backwards. I need to get in the other end of the cab. And no, it doesn't tell you to do that. What it does is tell you to go entry to the coal loader. It says stop at location. It doesn't say anything about getting out and drive in the other side of the cab. So what do I have to do? I put it in reverse. Yeah, go figure. Something as simple as that. Just go backwards. So throttle off. And I am having problems with my joystick controller at the moment for some reason. So not quite sure why. It brakes off. And let's go backwards. That was definitely weird. I was looking down at the controls and I felt myself moving backwards and started to get motion sick. And there we go, we're swinging across to the right track. Watch my speed limit, 7 miles an hour. So stop at location, entry to the coal loader, which is 700 yards away. So as I said, I was actually reading the instructions last night, or the manual on the Tees Valley line, and it tells you about controlling the Class 37, about using the loco brakes. I can't remember any of that. It was too late at night, so I'm probably going to get it wrong again. Oh, and there we go. Wait, slowing down, slow down, slow down. Slowing down way too much, then accelerate. One thing I was reading about the loco brakes is don't pump the brake. In other words, don't put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off, because it tends to lose pressure and it doesn't build up pressure quick enough. So that's something that I definitely want to keep an eye on. So for now, I'm going to stick with the train brake. But I find at slow speeds it's extremely difficult to control. In fact, at most speeds I find it difficult to control. But and I do need to turn the volume down on my headset, but again, I'll do that later. Oh, there we go, speeding again. Again. I seem to be like most people who do videos on any simulator, you just get distracted. Well, I'm saying anything like Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator or Train Sims, any of those, don't generally tend to go outside too much on the flight ones, and if you do, you probably set it on autopilot first. But for now, we got 250 yards, speed's increasing. Let's put the brakes back on again. There we go. I went the long way around there. Trying to get to the other side of the cab. So anyway, we've got 152 yards. And am I speeding yet? No, there's a surprise. Oh yes, I am. There we go, 72 yards, and I probably should have started braking now, but let's... There we go. I wonder where it's measuring that from, because it's 17 yards. Unless it's measuring it from the front of the truck. Oh well, there we go, learned something. Okay. So, next thing, stop at the location coal wagons. Let's jump back in the cab and have a look and see where we're heading. So we're heading straight on. So, let's go check the map out again and check those points. There we go. I tell you, I only started back in Train Simulator World a few days ago. When I say started, I mean I've had it ever since it came out, but actually playing it, and it's becoming quite addictive. I really am enjoying this. It's it is very, very enjoyable. The immersion is incredible. So throttle off, reverser forward, throttle back on. And that was something that I learned the other day as well, is that if the throttle is in the on position, it won't allow you to adjust the reverser. Yeah, I know. Sounding the horn. I think you're supposed to sound the horn every time before you move off, but at the moment I just want to make sure that I don't completely fail this this journey. Could you call it a scenario? I guess you could, really. Even although they're calling it a journey, it's still a scenario as such. So one thing that I was reading about the local brakes is that if you, approximately at 25 miles an hour, you set it to, and I can't remember how far away you're from your stopping point, but you would approach in about 25 miles an hour, and you would set it once, the local brakes, and then as you get closer you would set it a second time, and then you would hopefully leave it and then maybe do a final adjustment. So probably 3 times you would move it, because again it works on air pressure, and if you lose that pressure and you're jumping in and out with the local brake on and off and on and off and on and off, it apparently doesn't have time to build up the pressure again. But I'm not going to try that for now. I just want to make sure I don't hit the trucks in front. So what it actually has you do is stop at this point here. It says stop at the location coal wagon. So we stop here, come to a complete stop, and then what it has you do is approach the wagons. I called them trucks earlier, didn't I? So you approach the wagons and connect them up, and then off you go on your journey. But I really started this about a dozen times, and this was yesterday, Sunday, and it wasn't annoying as such. It was just like, when am I going to figure out what I'm supposed to do? Oh, and I didn't stop. Objective complete. Yeah, so now couple up to these wagons, pull up so the locomotives touch, then climb down and hook them up. So, successful progress, 250 points. For some reason, like it says, I'm using the Cytec throttle quadrant, and it's just having a lot of problems. And it's because I was messing about again. messing about with the program that controls how this feeds into the train simulator. The throttle seems to work okay, but the brake, like I said, I was messing about with it, and now it is very, very difficult to actually get it to engage. Yeah, it's oh, the train is definitely on kangaroo juice at the moment. So, are we there? I think we're there, so let's get out and let's go and have a wander. I don't think there is a better side to get out. I think my eardrums are about to explode here. Excellent. So hold the train brake and shut down. Now then, that was another thing. I climbed back in this side here, but if you see that it's got 3 yards, 4 yards. Yeah, so I actually climbed in here thinking this is the side they meant. No. A lot of jumping around here, so hold the train brake and shut down. And that's the other side of emergency. Emergency brake. And shut down. Set the reverser to off. Set the master key to off. Okay. Climb aboard the rear cab and sit in the driver's seat. So, to the point I was making it earlier, I was really overanalyzing this, and the thing is, just follow the instructions. I'm going to shut the door actually. I'm going to try and shut the door. There we go. I mean, the instructions are actually very, very good at telling you what you need to do if you read them and don't second guess it. So climb aboard the rear cab, sit in the driver's seat. Switch the master key on. Yeah, and I do need to remember to get the my joystick set up because I can never find them. There we go, master key. Set the local brakes to 100%. Set the train brake to full service. And wait for the brakes to charge. But yeah, I mentioned it already, but my ears are my ears are getting bombarded with the engine noise at the moment, but hopefully I'm not shouting down the microphone. Set the train brake to running. Reverser to engine only. And set the speed control to 1 mile per hour. Okay, which I know is here. Look at the bottom, it says speed to 1 mile per hour. Set locomotive brake to 0%. Oh, that's the handbrake. Set the reverser forward. And let's get moving. And another mistake I made. It says that apply power using the throttle lever and reach at least 5 miles per hour. I thought that meant now, which you can't do because you've got the the slow speed switch set to only allow you to do 1 mile per hour. So what did I do? I took it off. Didn't tell you to do that. I took it off. I reached 5 miles per hour, then I put it back on again. Nah. So I was really making this a lot harder than it needed to be. Really making this a lot harder than it needed to be. But again, this is 12th, 13th, 14th time. This is only the third time I've done this part of it. But I was still enjoying it. The thing about simulators is they mimic real life. You make mistakes in real life, you learn from them when you move on. And the fact that I'd made all these mistakes yesterday, I wasted 3 hours. Not a big deal. I'm sure that... Oh, hello mate, how you doing? Let's shut this door. That's better. Yeah. So, where was I? Yeah, it's like saying in real life you make mistakes as well. You learn from them and you move on. And it's the same with this train simulator. But so for now, this is going to probably take 10 minutes. So let's jump outside and have a quick look. At least this time I'm not going to worry about speeding. One thing I did do is I turned the AWS on yesterday. I'm not going to do that today. Just because of the way that the controls are not behaving the way that I want them to. And again, that's my fault. I was trying to tweak it the way that the joysticks are working, but I didn't actually test it before I came on today. So I'm just going to leave it for now. So really now it's just a matter of just sitting here waiting until they all get filled up. There's an option that actually shows you how full these wagons get, but I turned them off and I can't remember how I actually did it. So was it control 1? No. That wasn't it. Let's try control 2. Well, it turned something on there. Try control 3. I know it was one of these that showed you all the wagons, but again I can have a look. Okay, let's getting rid of the HUD rather. 5. No. 6. No. I'm just going through the control keys here. Control 9. No. Didn't recognize it. Should recognize the 9 as a map. Oh, control 8, okay. That gets rid of the little dot. I don't know if you see that, control 8. It gets rid of the little dot so you can see where you're actually pointing. Well, that was annoying. I don't like it, so there we go, control 8 got rid of that one. Never to be seen again. I like that now. Huh. I'm rather pleased with that. I'm rather pleased with the fact that I got rid of the dot rather than actually getting to this part of the journey. And I feel a snapshot coming on. Screenshot, not snapshot. I've seen a few people talk about why the smoke isn't more in the steam trains and on the chimney stacks and all the rest of it. And I think it was Squirrel. I'm sure most of you probably heard of Squirrel on his channel. And he was talking about the way that these are generated with particles, and you know, really hit hard on the graphics card, and that makes a lot of sense. So that's probably why with the steam train the smoke doesn't go much more than the length of the train itself, actually, or the actual engine part. But considering what we have today for graphics cards and all the rest of it, compared to what we had 10 years ago, it's a huge, huge, huge difference. And this is a 64-bit program now, and I still remember running Microsoft Train Simulator. In fact, I still do. I'm looking at a shelf here, and I just bought what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 plus locomotive packs and routes for Microsoft Train Simulator. I got it off the UK Train Simulator website, and because they actually still have some of this for sale. Let's get back in the cab. So, well, as I said, I do enjoy this because there's a challenge there. There's a mental challenge to figure it all out. And now I've got to a stage where I'm comfortable with the controls, or the ones that I've been using. Still a lot I need to learn, but this is only really okay. Journey number 3. But actual time spent in the simulator is probably about the 20th journey I've started. At least I had at least 13 on this one that I had started and stopped and started and stopped. I was watching someone else's video yesterday and they had the same problem. They actually got out of the cab and then couldn't figure out how to get back in. I think his name was Glenn BT, Glent or something. I can't remember his name. My apologies to the gentleman, but yeah, so it's good to see other people having problems, and you know, it's too easy to say, okay, I'm not going to send that video out, there's errors, not going to save that video out, I stuttered or made a mistake, or but I like to watch those. I mean, I could sit there and I watched his entire video, which was actually this route itself, and thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'll be quiet for a moment and just let's have a look and see how we're getting on with the coal. Yeah, still got a long way to go. There we go. Danger, overhead live wires. Yeah, let's sit here for a moment. Oh, photo. It's interesting, in video number 1 I said I was going to stop going, oh, photo, every time I take a picture, but man, look at that. I mean, they've actually gone to the trouble of showing the coal entering the wagons. I mean, this is absolutely wonderful. Absolutely outstanding. Rail freight. But yeah, like saying, the gentleman that got stuck, he left the cab, but I'm just going to use the external view. Let's have a look down here. I wonder if we've got a... see if we can get a snapshot. Oh, that... there's a snapshot. And I apologise for all this jumping around here. I said I would try and not do too much of it. Because I know what it's like when I'm watching. You sort of get a little bit queasy, but again, that's, I know for people that play a lot of adventure action games, you know, they're probably used to it, but... So what I'm going to do is wait until the last carriage comes out, or the last wagon comes out of the back, and maybe start accelerating from there, perhaps? Because I know yesterday it didn't actually tell me when I could start. But equally, it didn't penalise me for disengaging that regulator, the 1 mile an hour regulator. So you know what? Where are we with the throttle? I'm going to throttle all the way back. I'm going to turn this off. And let's get going. But not too quick. Successful departure. Ease the wagons under the loader to fill them all evenly, which we've just done. Oh, and there's a little... Oh, objective complete. Excellent. And I know I did this yesterday, but it's still a surprise when I get something something correct here. So 8 miles an hour. So 0.7 miles, go via location or terminal exit. And I apologise if I'm yelling down here, but let's have a look at the little shunter. Man, absolutely love the shunters. Don't know why, there's just something classic about them. Little Class 8. I know that, well, let me retract. I think I know that Track IR works in Train Sim World. I know it works in Train Simulator. I do need to get that up and running on here. What I actually did was I cut the cables on Track IR because I didn't like it having the cable connected to my computer, and at the end of the day all it did was power up the infrared lights. There's 3 LEDs and that's all it did. And as I've got a wireless headset, a Bluetooth headset, I cut the wires on it, so I just need to get myself maybe a rechargeable 5-volt battery, or just 3 1.5 AAA batteries. So I'm just trying to figure out a way to attach the battery the battery pack to my headset. I mean, it's only going to be AAA batteries, or I might even use little button cells. I haven't quite figured it out yet. And the microphone that I'm using came with the headset, and I think the whole thing was about $50. And I'm rather pleased with that. I'm rather pleased with the whole the headset and the microphone. It sounds great. I used to have a Razer headset, and which was great, but it picked up a lot of interference. It picked up a lot of mains hum. I had a what do you call it, a ground loop. And for those not familiar what a ground loop is, it's when you have an electrical cable, your ground cable, your earth cable, and rather than acting as a ground, it was actually acting as a loop, and it was actually passing noise around it. So what I had to do is I actually found another good ground, and I connected that into it, and that got rid of 99% of the mains hum. But the fact my headset was still connected to the computer, when it was quiet, you could still hear that noise. So, and here's me daydreaming again. But that was another reason that I got rid of the Razer headset. It was a great little headset. I still have it. But and also those huge amounts of hiss off the microphone as well. Again, it wasn't the fault of the microphone, it was just my setup. The way it just didn't want to work together very good. But this headset that I've got now just works great. Hopefully there's no hiss at all. I've not noticed any. And as I said, I think the quality of the microphone is fairly good. And I do need to watch what I'm doing. So let's have a look outside again. Man, listen to that noise. Wonderful. Absolutely amazing. What's not to like, eh? Well, let's have a look at the front, to be honest, because did I put the headlights on? No, I didn't. There we go. And this is my favourite shot to do, so let's do another one. Well, that's not too bad. Let's try that. And another one. Oh, good. I'm glad I was inside, and I should have remembered this from yesterday. We got a single red. We got a red coming up. So 5.6 miles an hour. Objective complete. Okay, excellent. I don't know how a lot of these gamers do it. I tell you, they're talking and they're playing and stop. Stop. Apparently the more you tell the train to stop, that it listens to you more, I think. Yeah, so yesterday I tried to do the oh, there's never saw that. There we go. That's probably why we got the stop. Excellent. Let's have a quick look at the map, actually. There we go. There's the train coming to our right, from our right. And is it going to merge with... There we go. It's on the same track as us. That's what it is. Okay. Wow. And I got to stop saying wow, but why not? Wow. Just wow. Don't know what I was saying. Probably nothing important. Once I get a little bit more comfortable and I get my controls all set up and you know, I can do things more instinctively rather than having to guess which button to press and all the rest, I'll probably start adding the AWS back in again. Oh, wheel spins. Train brakes off, local brakes off, hand brakes off. It's always good to check. I could have put some sand down, but alrighty. So again, the speed limit is 10 mile an hour, and we've got a single red. I'm saying single red, don't know till we get there. It's probably going to be a single red. So to go back to my controls, as I said, I'm using it's a program that converts an analog joystick to key commands. It is temperamental. If you set it so it reads it too quickly, then it basically bombards the program with keystrokes, and then you have to wait until it's finished before it'll accept another command. And the problem with that is like I was trying to do there. I was trying to brake, but it was still accepting throttle commands because again I was getting the controls mixed up. So it's a thin line between getting it right and getting it quick enough that it actually operates. It was fine yesterday until I started messing about with it. But again, what I've done is on the Scientific throttle quadrant, each of these has got 3 levers and then there's buttons below it. I've got the buttons set up to actually mimic what the joystick is doing. You know, so you move forward on the lever, the throttle goes up. You pull back on the lever, the throttle goes down. Well, the button below it does the exact same thing. So if I find that the commands are not being read quick enough, or I can't move it down anymore because you know it's reached the bottom of its movement, then the little button at the bottom, it just actually helps me to release the brakes or reduce the speed or something like that. And I'm daydreaming. I'm not even looking at the speed or anything here. This rate's going to take us 10 hours to get finished. All right. There we go. By the time we got to it, changed to green. So I've actually got the anti-aliasing set up for TAA, I think it was. I had it on FXAA, but I think TXAA is the better of the two. Still getting some shimmering up there, but I'm not worrying about it. One thing I've noticed when you're actually playing the simulator is you actually tend to ignore most of this. The only reason I noticed it now is that I was just thinking about the what I'd set the anti-aliasing up for, and then I start looks out and I see that shimmering away there. But other than that, I don't think I've had any problems whatsoever really. I'm using a GTX 1080 Ti, which I know you can't get anymore, but it's still a really good high-end graphics card, and it seems to be running fairly well here. I'm not interested in checking out how many frames a second I'm getting. We've gone up to a 40 mph zone. When did that happen? Don't matter, because in 50 yards we dropped down to 25 anyway, and there's the sign on the crossing over. Aha, okay. So we're now on a 25. So I was reading the track sign there. It said 25 and it's pointing to the left. So at the moment we're on a 25, so I just need to keep an eye on that. And we're at 23 miles an hour, just got to keep it. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And we got a green ahead, so we're good to go. Let's pick up some speed here. So when I was reading the handbook last night, it was talking about different speeds that you brake at. I mean, it only really gave you the one, you know, it said 25 miles an hour before using the local brake. So I do need to figure that out a bit better. When to use the local brake and when to use the train brake. I know on the first journey it had you releasing the handbrake. Which I guess is probably when you park it up, I'd imagine. Just listen to that. Absolutely incredible. So it looks like we're approaching a yellow aspect in half a mile. So for now we've got a 55 coming up and we're doing 45, so we're good to go. Oh, bus. Man. That's just incredible. And I say incredible and awesome and amazing quite a lot, I'm afraid. So what have we got? 60 mile an hour and 100 yards. Okay, we're good to go. I just need to keep an eye on things. And we got a yellow aspect coming up. I'm really glad I was able to get rid of that that dot. So was it Control 8? I think it was. Yeah, that was Shift 8. So Which I think it ignored the shift and it just went for the... yeah. Can't wait to try the cab views. Not the cab views, the passenger views when we're on a passenger train. So we got a single yellow and we got a stop coming up. So 0.7 of a mile at 45 mile an hour. Probably going to take, hang on, a couple of minutes. Got it, sick, yeah, whatever. I do get a lot of points for driving under the speed limit, which is probably would not go down very well on the passenger circuit, but for now, on these journeys I don't seem to get penalised. The only time I get penalised is when I go over the speed limit, which again I tend to daydream a lot and not watch. So, here we go, 25 miles an hour. Take all the brakes off. Now we're back to... no, they're going to change. No, I was about to say we're going to be back to a green in a minute, but it hadn't changed. So these 3 aspect lights, I wonder if they actually... I know they've got red, amber, green, but I wonder, because normally if you got a 4 aspect and you get 2 yellows, then you know that the next one's going to be a single yellow, and then the one after that's got to be a red. So I wonder how you figure out if the next one's going to be a red when you've only got a 3 aspect. I'm sure that's probably in the manual somewhere. But definitely something to look up and enjoy reading on. Okay, so not been watching the speed limit, but we got 50 miles an hour, but then we got a stop in 700 yards. So let's keep it where we are. Yeah, let's just keep it where we are. Miles an hour, and it's changed to a yellow. Okay. Okay, so this is Go Via, which is the one coming up. Oh, we've got a 50 mile coming up. And 400 yards, we should be good. Famous last words. But we're doing 25, so... please slow down, please slow down. I'm going to put the local brake on. And done it. Wow. Okay, so I can use the local brake. Yeah, I do need to figure that one out a little bit better as well. Local brake off, train brake off, okay. Wow, that was yeah, definitely something I need to get the hang of, is using the local brake. So what I said in my first Train Sim World video... oh, slow down. I said that a lot as well actually. But one thing I was saying is that the thing about being a simulator is you want to do it right. People buy train sets you know, they don't want to just hurtle around the track and just get it all wrong. They want to, you know, stick to the speed limits. They want to stick to the, you know, where you sound the horn. You know, stick to the speed when you're crossing over from one track to another, things like that. It's part of the immersion. And the fact that I'm sitting here looking at a computer screen, I'm not, you know, I'm sitting here driving a train. It's oh. You know, it's like this is wow. Look at that, incredible. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. I mean, if I just be quiet for a moment and just have a listen and just let me get rid of the HUD as well. Wow. And that stuttering was I'm using a roller ball for my or a thumb ball for my you know, for my direction. I'm not using a mouse as such. And so excuse the stuttering there. It was nothing to do with the graphics of the game. But let's bring the HUD back up. Wow, and I'm not speeding still. There's a novelty. I know with Train Simulator 2020, every time there's a Steam sale, I get carried away. And you know, I'm always buying something. So 50 miles an hour and 1.6. Okay, so I'm always buying something, but then I never use it. It's like if there's Scottish routes or Scottish or ScotRail wagons or trains or shunters. I keep buying them and then I never actually do anything with them. So the point of making these videos is, well, first off, I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and this is sort of giving me a chance to sort of say, hey, what am I going to do today? Let's get a video going. And you know, it's like this is forcing me to do the video, and the video is forcing me to complete the route, if that makes sense. And we've got to get out. Oh, I need to figure out a way to change or to look outside without it bouncing around like that. So, sorry, panic set, and I saw it said 50 miles an hour, but then it said 1.3 miles. So we'll go via location Middlesbrough. So again, I think we're okay. Let's have a quick look at the map. Yeah, so it's a Goa via. Via this point here, Goa via. Man, look at that. Classic, classic, classic. We got a green. Oh, speeding. Oh, look at that down there. Look at those shops. Oh my goodness. Look at that. And look at those. Wow. Wow. Does that not remind you of the old classic houses in England? Wow, and I'm speeding. Wow, what the heck? 25 miles an hour. Oh dear. Full service brakes. Yeah. Oh, look at those windows. They definitely look like old style. You know, an old disused warehouse, and I'm going to go too slow again. My goodness, and the corrugated roofs. And I apologise for the yo-yo speed here, you know, speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. I'm sure you've all been there yourself. And if I didn't mention it, you probably would not have noticed it. Oh, got to look outside again. Oh. And it's a busy route. So we got 600 yards, we got a green, then 0.71 mile 15, and we're doing 16 miles an hour, so we should be good to go. But yeah, this down here, the slow speed switch, I found that the other day because I'm going, where's the slow speed switch? And that was another one of the journeys that I restarted. Yeah, let me know if the audio from the microphone seems a little loud. I'm looking at OBS, and it seems to be just hitting the bottom of the red. But then again, I think I'm shouting above the fact that my ears are getting pinged with the with the train sound here. Ah, look at the flowers. Absolutely wonderful. And do you hear the noise change when we went under the bridge? Man. Absolutely incredible. Yep, I tell you, Train Sim World is to Train Simulator 2020 as Train Simulator 2020 was to Microsoft Train Simulator. It's a huge leap in graphics and quality and all the rest of it, in my opinion. It definitely does not have the stuttering that Train Simulator 2020 has, but again, having said that, is it because now I'm more focused on the driving here and I'm probably not noticing it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you got anything to say about that. Maybe it's stuttering. But I'm definitely not noticing it. You know, the odd twitch or two, but nothing you get excited about. So, stop at location 1.6 mile, Tees Yard. You should remember Tees Yard actually, because we were there the other day. And see that there, this is what I was talking about. It says throttle 3%. Well, the throttle lever is all the way down, and if I didn't have the button programmed like I said, which I just pressed to actually take the throttle all the way off, then I'd be stuck at 3%. So, wow, look at that, another Class 37. Let's have a listen. What I'm thinking about doing is I've just ordered a Bodner board. They call them Bodner because they're designed by a chap called Leo Bodner. They're basically joystick. Let me reword it. They can take multiple inputs. They can take rotary encoders. They can take switch inputs. They can take joystick inputs, and you can connect them all up to a single board, and then you've got one USB output. And then from there you can program it with various software, and you can actually use it to control different things. So what I've done is I've actually ordered a 32 input Leo Bodner switch board. Now don't ask me which one it was, I just ordered it today. So all it will take is logical inputs, as in ons or offs. Okay, there's no joystick connections on it. Because what I want, because these programs were not meant to use joysticks, and so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get some switches and actually build up a little control panel, so that, you know, for headlights it's a push button, you know, toggle it on, toggle it off. because there's no way that at the moment I know how to read the variables within the program and say, hey, the lights are already on, and if the switch is set to off, then turn the lights off. I know a couple of people have done it. I don't know how to build an API that will connect between my controllers and let me get some brakes. Yeah, I don't know how to build an API that would go between the controllers and the simulator to actually say, hey, the light's on, your switch is on, leave it alone, or the lights are on, your switch is off, turn the light off in game. But like I say, and I know someone's actually done it. I think he used C# programming language for that. For me at the moment, I just want to get it working on switches, which is what a keyboard is. You know, nothing more than switches. And yeah, I could use a keyboard, but I want to get something that I can put labels on, be a little bit more descriptive, be a little bit more looking like a train controller, I guess. Wow, well, we're nearing the end of our journey. Stop at location 0.8 of a mile, which I'm glad I was watching. We're doing 13 miles an hour. Let's have a quick look at, let's do a quick... I was going to say, let's have a quick look outside. 12 miles an hour, 200 yards, and we've got an amber coming up. So I think we're good at 12 miles an hour. And as you saw right at the beginning, and if you made it this far, I'm going to say you will have seen that I actually did this already. I did this yesterday, and you know, I completed it, but I'm still enjoying this. It's not the fact that I only want to do these routes once and then call it a day. It's you know, I'm thoroughly enjoying them. Oh, look at that little anti-aliasing issue there again. Oh, I need to stop looking at that. It's not the end of the world. So I need to check where I've got the. I think I've got it set for TAA, but again, I need to check and see what they recommend. Overall, I think it's looking rather good, and I never checked the points, but I think we're good. Let's bring up the map. What have we got? 0.6 of a mile. Yeah, we're on the right track. And there's the stop right dead ahead. Yeah, I'd like to try and get something that's a little bit smoother than this roller ball or thumb ball to move around a bit. And maybe get a mouse back on here and see how that goes. So what we got? 900 yards. But overall, this has been another very enjoyable journey. Wow, look at all the wheels over there. So it says stop at location 400 yards and the red is at 750, so let's get back in and figure out where we need to stop. This has been a very enjoyable journey, I must confess. At the beginning, like I said, I'd been through that so many times. It wasn't annoying, it was just like, okay, when am I going to figure out what to do? I just wanted to get the journey finished, and this is now to repeat myself again, this is the second time I've finished it. Hopefully, moving forward, the more I do these, the more I get used to what's required and what the instructions actually mean. And just incredible sound. And one thing I did learn is when it says 300 yards, it means 300 yards from the front of the train, or 200 yards. So that was one thing that I was figuring out, why is it showing like 18 yards, and I think I've stopped. It's because it's measuring it from the front of the train, not the back. There you go, more points for being slow. Stop at location. Did I miss something? I did, didn't I? Oh. I should have stopped there. Objective complete. Wow. So what did I get? 6,500 points. Yeah. So here we are. You can see I'm at level 7. Tees Valley level 6 because everything I've done has been on the Tees Valley line. Class 37 because everything is Class 37. I'm at level 6. So time taken 1 hour 5 minutes. Distance driven 10 miles. That's slow, but you know what? Don't matter. Let's have a look at the graph here. Stop accuracy. Yeah, 149 yards because I was daydreaming again. Never mind. Yeah, you see right at the beginning here, like I was saying, it was very, very difficult to control that. So I need to figure out how to manage my slow speeds. In the middle there, not too bad. Jumped over again. Whoa, way over there. But other than that, not too bad. Alright, everybody. So I hope you're enjoying the videos. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to see me do, just let me know. Other than that, have a wonderful day. And thanks very much for watching. Appreciate your time and have a great day. Bye for now.